All right, peace, peace, peace. First and foremost, hopefully the Most High in your house shall bless you on the day. By His mercies, we are consumed. We're alive, and the Most High in your house is by and true and naturally alive. And I want to get into this, man, because I kind of like, since we kind of went over Deuteronomy 28 the other day, revised scripture, kind of go into like, over the curses that Yahweh took on. And honestly, too, it's important that shout out to brothers like Kwame calling Shalimah yesterday, man, because it's like honestly, man. That's why, like, shout out to brother send me first point too by saying this, man, because that's why so great, good. One, so the faith of us can get increased in the Most High Yahweh, that the gospel, the witness, the testimony being preached, and like we focus on that, man, because we like when you focus on doctrine, a lot of times you're gonna get things wrong because it's like very like robotic. It's like a curriculum, so you're going to have to revise certain things, and that's something I've even learned throughout this world. But when you focus on the testimony, because really much when you focus on testimony, the witness, the gospel, and like the new covenant things in it, you're pretty much teaching the Most High House shot, man. You're teaching God when you're doing that, man. So that's is what it is. So you can't go wrong with that. But even sometimes when you went wrong with certain things, like even myself, I went wrong. Even I came on here or because we've kind of been here for a little while, man. But being on here, but also too, like even stuff I used to believe in. Oh, like you gotta commit and outside, and like no, okay, kind of revises. Like no, I was incorrect on this, man. So, because I was going into like Lamentations real quick for the other day, and because of course now we know that these people our people, our ancestors, our forefathers, the people of the book, the Israelites, these were dark skinned people. These were the people of color, these so called black people, man. Even to this day, these are our people, man. We descend from these people of the book. The Most High House has chosen people, yes, but also times like that being said, like there's other places that showing you the description in the word that shows you the description of these people. Well, one tells you how Shah looked, and how our ancestors and forefathers looked. So but more importantly, it would be in His image rather than like spiritually than like just on the natural tip. But also too, like just because it says like we're gonna get into the lamentation, but we know in 4, but it's once you really look at it, like it's really gonna let's grab it, just go real quick, because it's really dealing with the world waxing colder and colder, man, like rather than like the physical appearance, like if you just look at it. Let's get Lamentations chapter 4 verse 8 real quick. Yeah, pretty much, man. If you read pretty much like read on up, man. The context of this chapter, man, it's going into how like pretty much how like what Yahushua said the world is going to wax cold, because one, people don't love the Most High Yahushua, that we not going to love each other, man. But let's just grab this too. Let's get Lamentations. Let's get 4 chapter 3. You can just start there because it kind of give you the context of it. It says even the sea monster, because see that's where that second edge is. No, we're gonna grab that real quick. Even the sea monsters draw out their breasts, and they give suck to their youngs. But the daughter of my people is become cruel. I'm sorry, my people has become cruel, and like the ostriches in the wilderness. Yeah, exactly. So the tongue of their suckling children cleaveth to the roof of his for a mouth for thirst, and the young children ask for bread, and no man can break it unto him. So see, that's why Yahushua had to come, man, because we needed like that bread of life, man. Pretty much Yahushua get preach life, need that life, man. But no other man was like the Yahushua was perfect to do it. Of course, the other prophets or other they were testifying of him, so he had to come and do it. But also even on natural tip, man, like God, like even look, think about what this is saying, man. Like that's why even let me say this too. My mom, she said like she had like a few months ago, right? She got into it like with a young Jake, right? He was just kind of like on her where I used to he was on her grass or whatever, and she kept staring, and she was kind of watching him how he's moving, because he looked like he was going some like plotting scheming type of stuff. Then he looks over at my mom and and says, "Oh, what the F you looking at, lady?" and stuff like that. And my mom kind of felt bad for her. I was like, "Listen, mom, you just had a human reaction. Like, yeah, usually I don't try to go back and forth for anybody. Like, I just try not to. Like, I kind of like, it is what it is. I kind of get that. Like, from my mom and my people, my dad and my mom's and people's like that. Like, it is what it is. Well, my mom might respond back here and there, but there's more. And now she out, yeah. But she's like, listen, I kind of had to follow myself, not cuss him out, but kind of a little back and forth a little bit. But then my mom just calmed down. She said, you know what? Don't nobody care about you, man. It showed, and as she said, that's really what cut him. That's really that's really what got him really upset, got him really riled up, man, because it was really the truth. So I said it to say, and it was not. She didn't say it in the hurtful aspect. She said, "No, that's having more compassion as without." She said that in because you know how much like parents that's why these are even these generation parents now, even my lifetime, said the worst. There's a lot of them now. Of course, it happened all throughout history, or happened throughout especially this life, my lifetime, even generations before past. But you know how many parents that don't care about their children, man, and it's sad because that's what it's saying right here. It says, listen, even sea monsters, they give something to their children, but my people, we're being so cruel and cold to one another, man, and that's just is what it is, and that's why that's that is a part of it too, one of the curses, but that also too, that just goes into bad decision making. People just are it's wicked and evil as hell and selfish, man. Because it's too. I just know. Let me say curses too, because there's that aspect of one, we know the curses and that's placed in Deuteronomy 28, but also too, man, a lot of times too, in this whole generational curses thing, it's really honestly the key thing is, and shout out to this Deval I, because he said this is a YouTube channel that goes into the spirit and psychology of movie, TV villains or video game villains, and sometimes real people. But he said the root of evil is really selfishness, and I'll concur with that, man. That's really what our people is plaguing us. Really, not generational curses per se. Is that aspect, yeah, but it's generational selfishness, man. That's what it is. It's not about we. It's about me. What can I benefit from it? What can we get benefit from it? But don't get twisted. It's been like this with our people throughout since our existence. But yeah, man, and that's the thing too, man. But let's get back to this though, right? Because it says the tongue. It says even the sea monsters draw out of they get sucked to their young ones, and the door of my people have become cruel. They like ostriches in the wilderness. So yeah. So let me grab this let's go to verse 8. I said verse 8. Verse 8 real quick, man, because I know Visage does mean face a lot of times. And listen, don't get twisted, because our people, we are the people of the book, and our people were dark-skinned people. We were so-called black people. Don't get twisted. But this is actually not going to that. It's going to how it's actually lined up more with how I said, how the world was waxing colder and colder, man. The love of many was waxing colder. But it says, their vices is blacker than coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to the bones. It is withered. It has become like a stick. So see, that's just what it is. Let's go to Matthew real quick, man, because honestly, that let's grab this too, because Matthew chapter 24 verse Matthew 24 verse 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So see, that's what it is. Because listen, if iniquity is perverting the word, and actually iniquity is perverting the word for one's own gain, and that's one going again. That's that selfishness, man. Because that's what the Pharisees were doing. That's what our wicked judges throughout our history were doing. That's what we see. Whether they in the word, these certain leaders of camp congregation or church, or even in Christianity, Jehovah's Witnesses, the so-called Jewish, the Amalek, or the Pentecostal, Mormon, or certain even leaders, stuff like that. They use the word for their own gain. That's iniquity, man. So it's happened. This ain't nothing new. It's been going on since the beginning. But anyway, that's is what it is, though. That's is what it is. Let's go this too. But that's iniquity, perverting the word for their own gain. But that also too, the love of many is waxing cold. We see that, and that love is one because the people don't love the Most High house, they're not gonna love each other. But let's read this again. Also too, this world is waxing colder and colder. Let's grab this too, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So let's grab this Lamentations chapter 4 verse 8. It says their vices is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones, and wither if and it becomes sick. Let me get this too, because I actually got the shirt on too. I got actually the Wire shirt on, right? Speed. Let's look at this. Even like the Wire, right? The coldest character on the show with no Heartless, like was Marlo Stanfield, and actually was based off of a real person actually, but Marlo, right? All those that watch the Wire, and it's crazy. Ironically, what was his nickname? Those that watch the what was his street name? Those that watch the show, his name was Black, and he was very cold. He was the coldest character on the show. Like, no, he would just put out murders on people like just to do it, leave them in vacants, man. And his name was Black. Like, and actually on the show he said, listen, he was like the spawn of Satan. That's what this is talking about. Like their heart, their vices, their faces, like we're black towards each other, we're cold toward one another, man. And then even like Poot said in the Wire, the character, like he said the world that it said the same thing. I think we put up in the reels a few months ago. He said, listen, the world's going one way and the people another. Yo, I mean, pretty much what was he saying when he said that the character Poot, and prayer said brother too, because I think a few months, like a month or so ago, a few months, he had he had lost his home in like a tornado or something like that in Georgia. But yeah, praise a lot to that brother, and also too a lot of people that go through that daily, like with floods, hurricanes, fire, like out in California, wildfires, things of that nature. Yeah, like want to do that too, man. That's why trusting the Most High in your house is very important. Having the word, having them, because listen, anything, all this can be going tomorrow, man. That's is what it is, and the Most High in your house that tells us that, man. He shows us each and each day. But yeah, man, that's just is what it is. But yeah, man, that's just yeah. But anyway, man, let's just grab that too, because yeah, it says their vices is blacker than coal. And they are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaves to the bone, and it is withered. They become like a stick. So see, that's just is what it is too. Like and that's more lining up with wax and coal, man. Like that vices, but not really talking about how our people are their fate, their like their physical features, man. It's talking about the hearts of men, like how they're black, they're cold to one another, man. Like that's is what it is, man. Like then he's saying Ezekiel don't mind their strong. Like let's get this in Ezekiel real quick. Their strong faces, man. Or for their foreheads against their foreheads, he said that in Ezekiel, man. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 9. It says, 3 verse 8. And behold, I have made their face strong. I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead against get strong against their foreheads, and as adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks. They be a rebellious house. So see, we're white to cold because our rebellion, our lack of love towards the Most High house, and faith in them, and now obedience to instructions, man. That's just what it is too. So. Yeah, man, that's where that vices of being black. That's what it means. It's not really talking about physically, their physical features. Even though like our people were people of color. I mean, our people of color, our ancestors were, our forefathers were, even to this day, of course. But it's no more talking about the hearts of man, wax and colder, man. So, yeah, man, it's just like even crazy enough. I got the Wire shirt on my and this new shirt I really like came a few weeks ago. But yeah, but the coldest character on the show is it was Marlo, man. There's a reason why, and there's reasons why somebody can turn out that way. Because one, sometimes people just wicked, like they're like Proverbs 16:4. Some people just they're just wicked. That's their most how shot this guy had them. But also too certain life altering experiences, like because y'all ever seen the Wire, like because I remember watching a few videos, I still watch videos on the analysis, and just because I love the show. That's why I love it, because it reminds me of word. It's the same, like it says on the show right quick. It says the game is the same, the different players in it, man. Honestly, that's how the word is. It's like same constant motif, reoccurring thing, but just different people, whether spirit is righteously or wickedly. But remember the season, I think season 4, when it was Mujumba. It was a character, the other drug dealer named Junebug, and he asked for he wanted to get some of Marlo's product, whatever, man. But but then later on he doesn't take it or whatever. I think he takes it, and doesn't. I forget, but he allegedly said something about Marlo, and Marlo just kills his whole family, while like, he kills him and his family, like, in the house, man. While their son was in there, like, and that, like, and the son seen the whole thing, and he was just traumatized. Then later on, like, the character Akima, she kind of goes to the to the child service protection, to kind of interview him, but he just kind of stood there looking emotionless, blank. And like, I remember watching one of the videos, they said, listen, that's how a Marlo can be created. Some life altering happen, but sometimes you got people that, that are just like that, this evil, wicked, this is like, that maliciousness that it's just in them. But I said to say pretty much, like, speaking of that, his street name was Black, but pretty much, like, let's go into like Black. His heart was very black. It's a coldness. It's like that. So that's just what it is. That's the best way I can kind of explain it with, like, that, man. Was that's talking about. But let's grab this Matthew chapter 12, 24 verse 12, and that's how you can tell this is the Lord, this love of many. Like the brother said, somebody first one said, man, like, we can't, like, a lot of times too, we personalize a lot of times, and it's natural to personalize these scriptures a lot of times, but a lot of times it's not talking about us. Honestly, it's talking about the Most High Yahweh. But on the natural tip, it's talking about us too as well. If it's more talking about the love of the Most High Yahweh, but yeah, it is talking about the love of many toward each other throughout the world. Is it's waxing cold. But let's grab this. And Matthew 24 and 12. And because the iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So let's grab this Romans real quick. Romans 8 chapter, this is talking about the love of this. Now it's talking about the love of Most High Yahweh. Romans 8 and 35. It says, "Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness, peril or sword?" Exactly. So this is talking about the love. That love is like, in Revelation 2, real quick. Don't forget your first love. We're talking about the love of the Most High Yahweh, like, because a lot of people don't love the Most High Yahweh, man. Honestly, I was thinking about this more. I remember, was it the BT Awards? I was watching the BT Awards. Like, was it 2011? It was the gospel part of the show, right? Because they always do that, even though that's neither here nor there. But I remember when I was on Twitter at the time. I got rid of Twitter like a decade ago, years ago. But I remember, like, I was watching my family, and and Tyler, the creator, he tweeted something. He said, man, why does everything have to be about God? So, yeah, man, a lot of our people, man, they do not like the Most High Yahweh. They do not love God. Just not just our people, just people in general. Some people, like the brother sent me first one said, don't you know there's a lot of people, lust can be anything. Don't you know how a lot of people got lust to blaspheme too, the Most High Yahweh's name? Like, so yeah, man, they like to scoff and, like, be scorners and things like that. Yeah, that's a big lust too. This is for some people as well. So yeah, man, hopefully this is edifying, man. Much love to y'all brothers and sisters, man. So I just want to kind of go into Lamentations 4 and 8 and how that's actually talking about more how aligning up with the world waxing colder and things in nature, waxing cold, the love of many waxing cold, rather than, like, physical appearance. So hopefully this is edifying. So peace.